Nano Banana 2 just dropped and it is already the most powerful AI image model on the planet. But there is one trick that makes it 10 times better, and almost nobody is talking about this yet. Most people are out there using basic prompts and getting basic results. There is a prompting method that changes everything. It turns good images into mind-blowing ones. In this video, we're going to be building a micro app using Google Antigravity, Claude Code, and Nano Banana 2 to turn any prompt into what's known as a JSON prompt, so you can create better images in less time, stay ahead of everyone else, and automate the whole process with one simple tool. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Duncan Rogoff. I'm a former art director for brands like Apple, PlayStation, and Nissan, and I now run a six-figure AI agency. In under 12 months, I've grown a following of over 110,000 people, and I lead a community called The Build Room, where more than 2,000 are already using AI to grow their audience and generate leads for their business in under 3 hours per week. So focus in, close all your open tabs, and let's build. Since Nano Banana 2 came out, I've been seeing this method of prompting called JSON prompting. It looks like this. If you've been writing code or using no-code platforms like N8N, you're probably familiar with JSON at this point. But if you're not, honestly, don't worry about it. We're going to give you everything that you need. The results do tend to speak for themselves. You can create some pretty incredible images with this form of prompting. If you do want to take a little bit of a closer look, let me zoom in. You can see some of the things that we were pulling out, like the resolution, the aspect ratio, the style, the sharpness, the lighting quality. So all of these things that might make us think we're going to get a better quality prompt out of this. The problem is creating something like this from scratch is freaking hard or dang near impossible. So today what I want to do is I want to use this Claude Code skill called the last 30 days skill to research basically anything there is to know about JSON prompting. I'm going to show you exactly how to install the skill, how it works, and then we're going to take that information to create a little micro app that will allow us to just input a basic prompt and automatically turn it into a high performing JSON prompt. So the first thing you're going to need is Google Antigravity. If you haven't downloaded this before, just come over to antigravity.google, download this to your machine, open it up, log in with your Google name and password, and you're all good to go. In order to get started on any project, you need to be inside of a folder on your machine. So I'm just going to click open folder. I'll go over to my desktop and I'll just call this folder JSON prompting. Doesn't really matter what you call it. It's just a place for us to store everything. The next thing we want to do is we want to install Claude, because getting access to Claude skills is one of the most powerful things you can do, really, if you're going to be creating anything at this point. And today I want to use Claude Code because it's just the best coding platform out there. So everything is run through the terminal. You can just come up to here, go to new terminal, and you can get access to Claude inside of Antigravity just by typing Claude. There is one thing that you're going to want to install. This is called the last 30 days skill. It is free. I'll leave a link to the GitHub repo down below. So basically, Claude skills are a set of predefined instructions that allow you to do anything in code. And this last 30 days skill basically will just research Reddit, X, YouTube, Hacker News, the entire internet for any topic that you're looking for to pull in the latest and trending information based off of what people are actually talking about. So you can just come in here, go to download this zip file, drag it into your folder and tell Claude hey, install this skill for me. I've already installed this skill, so I'm just going to hit slash to bring up the last 30 days skill and hit tab on the keyboard. So now I'm just going to tell Claude, I need you to research everything there is about JSON prompting, especially for Nano Banana 2, the AI image model that just came out. What are the best practices? How are people using it? The end goal being to create some sort of app that will turn my basic prompts into a JSON prompt. So I really need to understand formats and certain fields and variables and things like that. So I'm going to send this off. I'm using a voice to text app called Whisperflow. People ask me about it all the time, so I'm just telling you now, it's called Whisperflow. I'm not affiliated, but now you don't have to leave it in the comments unless I guess you want to. So this took about 3 minutes because obviously it was doing a lot of research, but you can see that basically what it learned is that JSON prompting is the dominant technique. Every major resource recommends structured JSON over natural language. So the precision improvement is actually significant in terms of accuracy on color, lighting, composition, et cetera, et cetera. Here are some example schemas or basically breakdowns of how you can actually create this JSON and what things Nano Banana 2 actually accepts. So here are some key fields that it thinks we could use, what materials are things made out of, where's the light coming from, what type of camera or lenses are we shooting this on. So what I want to do really quick is I'm going to show you how I work on a couple things at once. Please create a markdown file of all of your research. So before we get into building the app, I'm just going to have it save a file of all the research that we did so we have it. And then I'm going to use that information to create a lead magnet based off of the best practices for JSON prompting. So I can offer this to people for free. I can post it on LinkedIn. I can put a link in the description. I can put it on Instagram or TikTok, and I can start collecting people's emails add them to my newsletter to nurture them, to ideally get people to join the school community, which is where I teach people how to use AI to build an audience, drive traffic to an offer, get new leads for their business, and ultimately make some money. So we can see here in just a minute or so, it basically created this entire giant markdown file of research. Now, this isn't what I'm going to give people. This is too much. But now we can use this to not only build our app, but to also create a really powerful lead magnet. So this is why these AI tools are so incredible, because it allows you to multitask like never before and basically supercharge your powers. I talk about this idea of leverage a lot. How can you take advantage of the things at your disposal? Like, how can I take advantage of all this research we just did, not just for one thing, but maybe a couple things? So one thing I can do is I can just open a new terminal window here, and I can just go into Claude, and I already have a lead magnet skill already created. So I can just hit / go to lead magnet. I can type @ to actually select the research that we just created. So now I'm selecting the Nano Banana 2 prompting research, and I can just say, hey, I want to create a lead magnet based off of what JSON prompting is, why people should use it, what the best practices are, make it actionable and implementable and something valuable. And I'm just going to send that off and see what this creates. Here we go. This should now get to work, creating a lead magnet for me that I can give to you guys totally for free. So if we come back into the other chat, I can also go ahead, tag that same research, and just tell it what I want to build. I want to create a really simple app where people put in a basic prompt, and using Python script or something, it automatically converts their basic prompt into a JSON prompt format. I'd like to avoid using LLMs or tokens. If we can do this in script, that's great. So I can send this off here. And the other thing I can do is I just brought in this PNG of a screenshot of my agency website because I want it to look like me. So what I can do here is I can tag this, go into build room to select the image here, and I can say, please style it to match this image. As with everything I build, you are welcome to use the site yourself, but if you want to get access to all of the files and the code already built for you, just check the link in the description to join the build room. So while this app is cooking up, our other Claude agent built the JSON prompting playbook, how to stop getting random AI images and start getting exactly what you want every time. Here's the problem with how most people prompt. Here's why JSON gets better results. Here's how to pick your schema. So a photographer or portraits, and I imagine that you could just like copy this and like paste this into Claude and say, hey, here's what I'm trying to make, but put it in this JSON format. And then here are some of the best practices. And then it even actually gave you a prompt to translate this. So you don't have to write JSON from scratch. You can paste the system prompt into Claude or GPT and describe what you want in plain English. So this is really freaking cool. So I'm going to use this as a lead magnet. If you want this, I'll leave it in the description for you too. So while we were looking at the lead magnet, our little coding agent finished up. It went ahead, processed everything, styled the app, went ahead and actually checked and verified that the process worked for us, and then applied some fixes just based off of what it found. This is why these things are getting crazy, because it just like solves its own problems. So all the use cases are working. Here are some of the words. Here's how we kind of map it to some of the JSON structure. Super, super cool. I said, great, how can I open this up locally? And I can actually just go to our folder here and just open up this index.html and look. No LLMs, no tokens, zero toss, turn plain English into perfect JSON prompts. Describe your scene in plain language, get a structured prompt instantly, no AI required. So this is super, super cool. So let's test this out. We pretty much just like one-shotted this thing. I've been watching a lot of Mad Men, so a blonde 1950s housewife at a picnic holding up a can of Coca-Cola at the camera. So if I click this, and I'm going to copy this because I want to A/B test these in Nano Banana 2. And if I click generate JSON, that was insane. That happened like instantly. Check this out, super cool. Here's the user intent or the prompt. This is exactly what I said. Okay, that's great. Aspect ratio, ultra realistic, neutral background, natural sunlight, front lit, 50 millimeter, like all this lens and technical information. We can go ahead and like continue to update and work on this. So let's just go into Nano Banana and test this out. So if you come into aistudio.google, you can go into the playground. If you come over here to select Nano Banana 2, the latest model, I'm going to keep the resolution here, and it said 4:5, so we might as well select the 4:5 aspect ratio here just to match. And okay, so let me just paste this in first. This was like the generic prompt, and let's see what we get. And then while this is cooking up, I can come back in here. I can click, I didn't tell it to make a copy button, but it was like, yo, people are going to want to copy this, so here's a copy button. All right, cool. So I can come back in here, and let's see what we get after I paste this in, and once the first image is done, I'll run the second one. So, okay, that's pretty good. I mean, like the images models like are generally very, very good now. So look at this. She's holding up a bottle of Coca-Cola, blonde 1950s housewife at a picnic. And so this is actually really interesting and probably something to note more about like using Nano Banana on the browser. Like clearly that this kept like a reference of the previous image that we had generated, right? What is interesting is I had originally said holding up a can of Coca-Cola. In the first instance, Nano Banana was smart and it knew that I probably wanted a bottle because that's like more iconic, which is what it said. But I did specifically say can. And so now with the JSON prompting, it actually said instead of the specific can you requested, she was holding a bottle, yada, yada, yada. But here it actually changed it to a can. But what I want to do is I want to just start like a new scene so it doesn't have any of that old image as context. So let me just go through and change this back to 4.5 and let me just paste in our JSON prompt here just to see what we get from like a totally clean slate. Interesting. So this is super, super cool. So now she's just kind of in this picnic, like alone by herself. She's really clear. The can is really clear. Like I kind of really like this aesthetic. So let me just open these up so we can actually compare them side by side. So this like is a nice image over here, right? Like I didn't mind it at first, but then when you compare it to this image on the right, there is something about the way that like the colors are nice and muted and like the Coca-Cola like can like really stands out. Like there's less background clutter. There's something about this image that feels like a lot more like, you know, magazine or like ad photography than this one over here. And so I think there's something really powerful here that we can start to learn from this process. And so what we can do now is we can actually start to host our code live so people have access to this, which is a step that I don't see a lot of people teaching you. So I'm going to come over into GitHub here and just into my own repositories. I can go ahead and click new and I'll just name this like JSON prompting. Okay, great. That is available. I'm going to make sure that this is private so nobody has access to this, and I can go ahead and create this repository. I will leave all the code in the classroom if you want to have access to it, but best practice on GitHub, just leave it private. So I'm going to copy this repo link. I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to say, hey, this is working great. Can you push all of our code to this GitHub repository? And then I can just paste in a link to that GitHub repo. This is mine, I own it, so it should be able to push the code for me. It says done, both files are live. So let me just come in here, refresh this page, and you can see we actually have this code all live on GitHub, ready to go. So I can just go over to vercel.com, which is a great, cheap way to host things. It plays really, really nicely with GitHub. I can just go ahead and click add new project, and you can see here that this JSON prompting repository is now available to us. Like I didn't even have to tell it anything. So I can click import here, project name, JSON prompting, preset, et cetera, et cetera. None of this is kind of relevant. I can just go ahead and click deploy, and really in just a couple of seconds, we should have a brand new app live and ready to go. Congratulations, you just deployed a new project to Duncan's projects. All right, great. I can click here, open this up, jsonprompting.vercel.app. So our app is now live. Let's just test this out. Ultra macro photography of a dragonfly on a leaf with some water drops. So I think this would be really, really cool to test out. So I can just click generate JSON and like in less than a second, it generated this whole prompt. Okay, ultra photorealistic, neutral background, yada, yada, yada. So one thing I did notice here is if you come into the JSON, we can see that the lens is stated as 50mm, but like ultra macro photography, you're going to be using like a 300mm lens or something like that. So it's not actually interpreting the prompt correctly. So I want to see if there's a workaround, then we can fix this. This is why it's really important to test your products. So I'm going to copy this. I can come back into Antigravity and I can say, here's the basic prompt that I gave it. And it is not quite interpreting the prompt correctly and applying those inputs to the JSON. So here's the JSON prompt that was created. And you can see I requested ultra macro photography, but it defaulted to like a 50mm lens, which obviously is not relevant for macro photography. So how do we more closely align the JSON prompt with the user's original intent? So now I'm just going to paste in that JSON prompt so it has all of the context that it needs. So this is super interesting. And this is the difference between code and AI right here, is that basically what it is telling me is that dragonfly wasn't in its list of animal subjects. So it just like didn't recognize it. Probably the same with the lens, right? Like it didn't have a list of all of the lens types or what I wanted to use, or like if I say ultra macro, what it should default to. And so if you're using code to do this, which is super, super fast and it's free, you have some of these rules where you need to like hard code these things in for the system to understand. Now, if we were using AI to determine this and create this JSON for us, it would cost us a little bit of money, but it can actually be a lot more interpretive of what the user's original intent was and then apply it to the JSON, if that makes sense. But it went ahead and it made these changes for us. And now it said, do you want me to push this to GitHub? And I said, yeah, push this to GitHub. So it's pretty cool between GitHub and Vercel. Claude Code, push the code to GitHub. which automatically got registered in Vercel. So I should just be able to refresh this page. If I paste this back in, let's see what we get now. So now we can see if we come down here, the lens now has shifted to 100mm with a different aperture because now it understands our prompt better. Cool. So let me copy this. Let's come back over here into Google AI Studio. Let me paste this in. I want to try this at 4K resolution to see if we can get like some insane detail. I'm going to send this off, see how it goes. Okay, so this is pretty crazy. This level of detail is nuts. Like, look at this little hair. Like, look at all the lines on the wings, the depth of field, like the water droplets and the reflection and the grain on the leaves. Like, this is pretty dang impressive. So if you stuck around this long, you're obviously interested in building cool things with AI tools and using them to grow your business. That's exactly what I teach in the Build Room. I'll leave a link in the description. If you want to see how to use anti-gravity better than 99% of other people out there, just watch this video right here. I'll see you over there.